Like many people, I started my religious journey as an oblivious child, forced to attend religious schooling and confront my Jewish identity, with limited idea as to what that had actually meant. Taking time for myself to discover my own personal aspirations, I have been left quite fulfilled. And I am able to stand up here and express my sincerest gratitudes for all the opportunities offered and achieved over the past 13 years. My first interpersonal realization about my own Jewish identity had manifested over the 6th grade retreat to URJ Camp Harlem in 2016, and I had became enlightened to the camp experience. My perception of sleepaway camp revolving around cliques and drama was undeniably changed, and I had fallen in love with the strength and bond created within this atmosphere. Upon returning after only 3 days, I immediately convinced my mother, an alumni, to enroll me for the upcoming summer. This isolated land had brought me to meet some of the best people and experience opportunities where I could fully express myself and my passions. These people I had never met before became my family in a matter of 3 weeks. Unlike school, I didn't feel pressure to assume a false narrative. I felt appreciated for my differences and respected for my somewhat odd talents, including expert plumbing services. My most recent summer allowed me to visit our Jewish homeland of Israel with a bunch of my friends and experience the trip of a lifetime as we traveled to Israel and towards some of the most important sites and valued places. In previous years, following returning from camp, I would spend the remainder of my summers volunteering in the Gone Child Center daycare, based out of Anshe Emeth. But the pivoting moment of my experience here had undeniably presented itself in the following year of my bat mitzvah in 2017. At this time, I was able to start madrachiming in the classrooms and engaging with students. Becoming a part of behind-the-scene mechanics and the inner workings of the religious school was the start of my commitment to this temple and the community within it. After 5 years of devoting my Saturdays and 3 years of additional Tuesday classes had given me what I needed to understand the value of communications among students and teachers. Working with these teachers had aided me in the construction of my own character and developing friendly as well as professional relationships. I was fortunate to be paired with Kayla Zimbrana for a few years and most recently with Shira Wasserman. Your engagement with the students has been quite admirable. I owe a generous thanks to being able to learn alongside you guys. I am also beyond excited to see the future of my students and watch them take on the world. It is important for me to recognize and acknowledge my appreciation for all the students and teachers I have worked with and learned from, either in the classroom or household. During the holiday season in 2018, my mother had recruited me to assist in the temple kitchen for the Overflow Men's Shelter, working alongside the one and only Dr. Joe. Not thinking much of it, but what would soon to follow would be the youngest member of the Team Bateyavon. And now that I have come to graduate, I am honored to pass this torch to the rising junior Sarah Brown. Working at the men's shelter and Shabbat dinners have brought me so close to this temple. I had the opportunity to engage with many guests and members of the community of all ages. Additionally to working in the Ghana religious school, I had now interacted with all age populations, developing mature communication skills, enhancing my leadership dynamics and instructional skills. It had truly invented my confidence and assertion. I learned early that mistakes are just happy little accidents, and occasional table fire isn't the end of the world. I leave atop my throne, atop the low freezer, and my forever favorite sifter, Gregory. Team Bateyavon, I owe you best wishes. You guys are some real ones. Throughout these years, I have met so many wonderful people who have truly helped me mold my person with a hint of Judaism. I'd like to give a big thanks to the clergy, Rabbi Miller, Rabbi Beasley, Canarot, Cantor Stanton, and Matthew Vogel, a true legend. My ambitions wouldn't be the same without this encouraging family beside me. My acknowledgement of supporters started with my grandparents, cousins, and aunts, who have shown their devotions and support in their many repeated presence and celebration of my even tiniest achievements. I give a generous thanks to my father and the resilience he had taught me. I am fortunate to have a dad that would drop anything to teach me how to change a tire in the pouring rain. If you know me, you know my mother. That is my right hand and biggest cheerleader. Our roommate dynamic is beyond any mother relationship I have come across, and I am proud to be your child and come along for all these adventures you have taken me on. And a final thanks to my brother and almost twin who had taught me how to take an insult. in the upcoming fall, I will be proudly attending Drexel University to devote these next 5 years as a part of the School of Nursing. This experience has been surreal and fulfilling. Thank you all for being a part of my journey in discovering my Jewish identity.